Hey everyone, happy Thursday. Let's get these free reads going for you guys. Daisha. Daisha, I have a yes for you. I have the Four of Wands. Phoenix. Thank you guys for liking. I have a yes, Phoenix, Queen of Cups. I think this is on her side, not his. This is coming from her side. Smiley. I have a no. The Devil. There's a delay here. The Hanged Man. Nessa. I have a yes, Nessa. Temperance. Sweeter. Sweeter, yes. Ace of Pentacles. Hello, welcome in everyone. Amy, I think you're just gonna have to ignore that guy. Teach. Teats, yes. Ace of Pentacles. Amy. Amy, I am getting a yes. I have the Queen of Pentacles and the King of Cups. He spends time around your family as well. Sienna. Yes, Three of Cups. I always make sure to tell you all the card that I have because most of the time with yes no's I don't go into detail, but you can always Google the card if you're unfamiliar with tarot and it should be able to give you more insight on this answer. Phoenix. Hey, Phoenix. Phoenix, you are more than welcome to donate if you'd like to. It is a third-party situation, but it involves you, so I don't mind doing readings like that. That's fine with me, Phoenix. James. James, I have a yes. I have the Ten of Pentacles. Ray. Ray, I have a no right now. I have the Tower. Nessa, you're welcome. You're welcome, everyone. Rupali, I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. You're welcome, Amy. Rupali, I have a yes judgment. So, this card indicates like you getting clarity that you need, maybe the truth coming to light, things like that. Dorella, hello. Yes, I am taking yes, no questions right now. Hey, Ari. I went ahead and posted the donation list. We have Philomena and IJ. They were pre-orders. And then we have James, Amy, and Phoenix. Thank you guys for liking. Dorella. I am getting a maybe, Dorella. So I don't think that the energy is fixed or set in stone. I have the Seven of Swords. I think this will come to as a surprise to you if it happens, because it might be kind of spontaneous or last minute. However, I asked if they could let me know, are we leaning more to a yes or a no? And I'm leaning towards a yes with the Judgment card. Ari, I am getting a yes for you. I have the Nine of Pentacles. This is a very independent energy, so it makes me feel like there was not a lot of information that was gathered. But I think that he might know the basics, if that makes sense. Like your name. You're welcome, Dorella. Hey, IJ, welcome in. All right, we have 5 minutes left of the free list, and we will be moving on to donations. She seemed kind of busy today, IJ, I will say. She has checked in on you, but I don't think her energy was as heavy today as it normally is, if that makes sense. But yes, there has been checking in on you. I just don't know if they was able to like keep an eye on you all day or anything like that. I had a couple cards here. I had the moon, I had the Two of Cups, things like that. You're welcome. All right, friends. So we have about an hour wait tonight on donations. If you are thinking about adding to your reading or adding yourself to the list, I would definitely recommend leaving your question with me or maybe skipping the line if you can't wait around. Philomena and IJ are pre-orders, so those cannot be skipped. But that's an option for you. I'm just taking a look at the list. We've got an in-depth for Philomena, a BOGO for IJ. James is getting his usual, which can take about 20-25 minutes usually. And then we got a couple minis after that. So if you can't wait, make sure you're leaving your question with me. If you are like at the end of the line and you want to jump ahead, you're more than welcome to do that. It's $5 to skip. Or you can just stick it out with me and hang around for a little while. That's also an option. I do try to make sure that I am mindful of your time. I try not to waste it. I try to make sure that if I'm taking a break, it's during a time where, I'm waiting on someone to come in or something like that. So we'll try to get through these as quickly as we can. Oh, she's traveling, IJ. Okay, that makes sense. Morning. Hello. Welcome in. Morning. Yes, this is a great day for you for alignment. Morning. I'm getting a yes. 10 of Cups. Sophie. Sophie, not yet. I'm getting a no, not yet. Knight of Swords. Phoenix, I've got you. I'll look into this for you. Why I am getting a yes. The Sun. Content. Hi, Red Wine. Welcome in. Content. I'm getting a no. I have the Three of Swords and the Moon. I also have the Four of Cups. So if something does come through for you in the next 24 hours, I don't think it's going to be exactly what you want or something that you'll take. So I'm going to go with a no on that content. Why? Thank you for subscribing. Hopefully we see you back here again. You're welcome. Red Wine. Red Wine. I'm getting a no. I have the Seven of Cups red wine. All right, this is for nannies, and then we have to close the list. Amy, that's fine. Go enjoy your food. I have a yes, nannies. The King of Swords, the favorable outcome for you. All right, everyone, that is the end of the free list. We are going to move on to donations. First up, we have Philomena. So if Philomena is here, please check in. You're welcome, nannies. You're welcome, red wine. Hey, Philomena, do you want to post your question? You're welcome, Ari. All right, Philomena, what will work be like for you this month? What will work be like for Philomena this month, please? This month. Do you work a lot of night shifts? For some reason, I'm pulling like a lot of night or long hours, long shifts, something like that. What will work be like? Philomena. I feel like Philomena, you're gonna need to protect your energy quite a bit this month. I think that you deal with a lot of different energies, and you said irregular. Oh, they are at night. Okay, I did not know that. 64 hours a week. Holy crap. I do know, or I do recall you work a lot of hours. I just couldn't remember if it was like like you only get one day off or if it was like long shifts. But the nighttime thing, I definitely didn't know. Um, Okay, that makes sense. In regards to protecting your energy, Philomena, you deal with a lot of different types, like a lot of different walks of life, lots of different people, lots of different energies. Everyone's feeling so many different things every single day. And I feel like they want you to make sure that you are protecting yourself. From these like energetic, I guess, things that can cling on to. So I'm going to actually give you some advice and you can take it if you'd like. But I see you walking around the building inside, and anything that's happening or going on, it's like you're a magnet. And I feel like any area that you walk through, any person you walk by, any person you have to physically handle, you get a lot of like that energy onto you. It's like a magnet or a sponge. So imagine if everywhere you're walking, things are clinging to you. Then when you get home, you just have it stuck to you. So it's called energetic hygiene. I want to make sure that when you go home, you're giving yourself a place to like get rid of that energy. So, a really great way to do this is to have visual exercises. If you come home and the first thing you do is take a shower, like just imagine that all the residue that you're washing off your body, you're actually washing down the drain, the energetic energy as well. I think that's very important for you. Um, find something that you can do and make it a part of your routine that you're already doing so that every time you take a shower, you think about this, and pretty soon it won't be even a second thought. It'll just be something that you do every time you come home. Because I see you walking around and just like all these different types of people, different moods, different attitudes, different thoughts, and even sometimes, towards you can be kind of negative. So I want to make sure that you're protecting yourself. And you can even say something like, any energy that comes to me, whether it's good or bad, I'm powerful to transmute it into something that benefits me, or something along those lines. I'm very, very like a big advocate for people making sure they're protecting their own energy, because as we know, energy is the way of this world. So we have to make sure that we're taking care of ourselves. Now, so they are talking about night shifts, they're talking about long hours, and they're talking about the need to release negativity. Give yourself time, dedicated time. Like if you get breaks in your shift, if you have like 15-minute breaks or things like that, really make sure that you're taking that time to be mindful. You're not scrolling on your phone every single time. You're not having conversations. I feel like they are really honing in right now on this time for you to make sure that you're taking a mental break. You are disconnecting from everything and everyone around you, or you're going outside to breathe in, breathe out. I don't know if this has to do with this season, or if they're saying to just be prepared for a very like hyped up environment that you're going to be in. But sometimes when we get like season changes, a lot of times people can get seasonal depression. And so you just want to be very mindful of your mental health, over the next month is what I would say, making sure that you have a way to balance your emotions and the way that you handle things and how you process things. Let's see. I do feel that you are going to feel protected in addition to the work that you do, because I have the trine card here, which indicates like perfect harmony and perfect flow. And so, whatever it is that you don't think that you can handle, it's okay because you have divine protection around you. Let's see. I think your home is going to be very important for you in connection to your work this month. Um, I feel like making sure that your home feels as comfy and cozy and welcoming and as much of a safe space for you is going to be very important. So you might find yourself noticing a little extra stress at work and wanting to purchase things. You might be taking your breaks at work to like go on Amazon and go, what can I get for my house that will make me feel more calm at home? Purchasing products that make you feel more organized or more secure or more comfortable for your home might be something important. I also think speaking your mind while at work, speaking up for yourself, being an advocate for yourself is going to be very important. There's something heavy to do with communication here, and maybe you bite your tongue a lot, maybe you hold back a lot, but maybe you're going to be feeling more charged up in this time where you're going to be wanting to say, hey, like that doesn't work for me, or yeah, no, I can't work this extra shift even though you need me to, and normally I say yes, but I'm not going to this time. Essentially, just speaking up for yourself is going to be really important. Let's see. I just honestly am getting just like heightened emotional stress potentially like mental health stuff going on. And it may not have to do with you directly, but it could be something you're experiencing from other people. So I feel like they're saying just be very aware of that. I don't see a lot of huge shifts. Um, I see you kind of taking a stand, but I think that things are pretty much nothing really crazy is happening over the next month that would make you feel like, wow, this feels very different. It feels very normal day-to-day operations. I don't think it's anything big or profound that's going to happen significantly. I think it's more like an energetic shift that it's going to feel different around you, emotionally, if that makes sense. Is there anything else? You could be deepening bonds and friendships and things like that with people at work as well. I have house 7 here, which talks about partnerships. It talks about friendships. So maybe feeling the desire to strengthen friendships at work, or wanting to strengthen a relationship that you're in right now. And by relationship, it could be romantic or platonic. It doesn't mean like that you're, in a relationship. Um, I feel like they want you to make sure that you're paying attention to who you're confiding in as well at work. Um, just be very mindful about who you're sharing your personal information with, because I think that you could have enemies is such a strong word, but I feel like you could have like frenemies or whatever, like hidden people that are like acting one way to your face and acting differently behind your back. So just be very careful about who you're confiding in, and what it is that you're confiding in them about. But that's what I've got for you, Philomena. Let me know if you're wanting to add to your reading or if that settles you. And if so, I'll move on to IJ. IJ, if you're here and you want to get your questions on deck, that works for me. You can send them on over whenever you're ready. November, IJ, is a very, very, very strong and powerful month for you in terms of your finances, in terms of like how you're going to go about making money. I specifically pulled house 2 for you. And if we were to look at your astrological chart, looking at like what placements you have here or what house you have house 2 in, might be a little bit more informational. But this is basically the realm of money, how you're going to make your money, how you're going to fund your life, materialism, security, materialistic, like values, and what it is you have within yourself and your possessions. So there could be a lot of money making opportunities coming your way in November. This could also be a time where you're going, you know what, let me purge this and take the money from that. What is it that I want to get rid of, make money off of, or get rid of, so that I can make more room for more things coming in. This could be making some investments in November. This can be opportunities at work to work overtime, make additional money. But there's just like a really heavy focus in November for this. Bonuses, things coming in for the holidays, is also another thing that you'll be noticing over the next month or so. Let's see. I feel like you're going to be listening to a lot of podcasts, reading books, whatever is like your natural default to gaining more information and more insight is going to be very important for you. You will be basically a sponge in November, absorbing as much as you possibly can from wherever you can. You are looking to provide like mental nutrition to yourself. You are looking for things that are going to make you feel in alignment, things that are going to make you think, give you food for thought. You know what I mean? Like that kind of stuff. I feel like anything you absorb this month is not going to be distraction. It's going to be, what can I gain knowledge about? What can help shift my mindset? What can help make me a better person? And maybe if that's something you already do, it just know that it kicks up in higher gear next month. It's like everything you consume, you want it to be beneficial. So you're not going to be watching trash TV, reality shows. You're not going to be subscribing to the nonsense. You're not going to be putting yourself in social circles that are talking about things that you don't feel are adding to your life. I just feel very strongly that you are like, whatever content I'm going to consume is going to be beneficial to me in my higher learning and my higher knowledge. You've been working on that today, actually, an idea that will bring finances in, helping people. You reading, listening to new information, and like that's just going to get revved up. It's going to be kick into high gear in November. And also, like, again, we're focusing on November, but that doesn't mean it's not going to be the same thing in December and so on and so forth. We're just focusing on November right now. You're going to be learning probably a new, you're going to kind of be doing a deep dive into like a new category, a new area of life that you know some about but don't know everything about. I feel like I hear deep dive is kind of what I'm hearing. So I feel like you're going to try to get as much information on one topic or something like that you don't know as much about, that you would like to learn more about. This is the energy of the Sagittarius nature. This is exploration, optimism. They talk about how knowledge is power, right? So I feel like it's going to give you this sense of like, okay, if it wasn't taught to me, that's fine. I'm going to seek it and I'm going to learn it. Yeah, I'm planning on how I feel like my life is going to be from now on. And I think that's exactly it. Is just that is what manifestation is, right? It's our collaboration with the universe. We grab the universe's hand and say, let's shake on it, let's do this thing. And it requires work and effort from you in order for the universe, to fulfill what it is that they need to. So by living as if you already have it, or living the life as you will, even before it comes to fruition, is really the way to go, because it's just going to get you that much closer to what it is you're wanting. Work on the work till the work works for you. Yeah, I love that. I love that a lot. Now, I do have fire and Pisces that have come out together. So this indicates to me a lot of mirroring energy. I feel like you're going to be trying to match, we'll call it your love interest. You're going to be matching her energy quite a bit. You are taking the lead, but I think that you're going to try to gauge her reaction and like match her energy and mirror her quite a bit, because the Pisces energy is very emotionally in tuned or attuned, being in sync with someone. And the fire here indicates like confidence and optimism and passion and seduction and desire. in bravery, despite maybe even some fear or whatever, what have you. So I do think in November there's also like a area of your life that you are focusing on love. You are focusing on your love life. And I can confirm that here because I just pulled the House 7, profound relationships, intimacy, and romantic partnerships. So you have multiple cards indicating like putting a lot of focus on your love life in November. I also have the card of North Node, which is the card of destined to have. If you're willing to put in the work, then you can have what you're looking for. I think there's a lot of insight that comes from your birth chart as well, looking at what your North Node is, which we may have talked about before. So being in the energy of your North Node is going to bring you closer that much faster to what it is is already yours. All right, let's take a look at this. I think, IJ, what it all comes down to is the knowing that you guys are going to end up together and really just wanting to see that play out. Your soul is at peace and your soul is patient, and therefore you are patient. Your actions show patience, but I think there is a part of you as well. It could even be, a bit of your ego, like understanding and knowing that you guys are supposed to be together. So there is going to be this like drive within you from your ego propelling you to say, hey, like I know we're meant to be together. I know we are together already in, a different timeline, but it's your desire to want to see something tangible first. It's your desire to want to see it play out. So the strong desire, again, a desire is on your heart because you're destined to have it. And so this desire is sitting here propelling you to say, hey, let's work together. Let's build together, because then we can have what we want and we can actually see it play out. So I feel like there's constantly this battle within you of, I'll wait for you, but knowing that we're already together, why are we wasting time? And so you kind of have this like conflict of like, let's get this started. And also like, if you need more time, that's cool. So I think that there's this like, I guess like internal battle with you. And it could be on an unconscious level as well, because maybe consciously you're going, no, like I'm fine. We're cool. Like she needs time. But we don't understand that 90 something percent of what drives us is our subconscious mind that we don't fully actually understand. So I think getting more comfortable going deep, the reason I'm bringing this up is because we have the Pluto card. The Pluto card, it asks us to go deep. It asks us to understand our own motivations and why we want these things. And there's nothing wrong with wanting a life together. And so this strong desire to confide in her, to tell her how you're feeling, to say, let's just do this thing, baby, let's just do this thing. I feel like it's just because you're supposed to be together. That's what you want. That's what's going to happen. So like, let's get it started. I feel like that's a lot of what this is almost like your ego and then your soul trying to like have this battle and say like, who's going to win, going deep this November. So that is like we have Sag energy here again. And so it's like you think about the archer, think about the arrow, right? It's like you're ready to lunge forward, you're ready to fly forward into that timeline where you both are together. So it's unconscious motivations that's creating the strong desire to lunge forward, to experience a life together. And I think also that you knowing deep down and understanding internally that there are actions from you that need to happen before you guys can get there. And so you're kind of putting yourself into hyperdrive going, okay, well, if I can get myself there faster, then maybe she can get herself there faster. Because I think there has been a waiting game for a long time. And I think that you're getting to the point where you're like, I'm ready for this. Like, I want her to be ready, of course, but I'm ready and I've been ready. So I think that what you're doing right now is creating a version of yourself that is already with her. So, for example, if you think about what it is that you want your life together to look like, you could say, oh, well, like this is the kind of job that I want to have, and this is the kind of money that I want to have. Let's just say when we're living our dream life, I'm going to the gym a couple times a week. This is the career that I have. This is the money that I'm making. And you go, am I those things right now? And you go, I mean, there could be some improvement. I'm halfway there, or I'm 75% of the way there, but I'm not quite exactly that version of myself that I envisioned she would be with. So then you go, okay, well, then what do I have to do right now to make myself that person so that way I can be ready for her when she's ready for me? And so you're just taking these intuitive action steps to get you. See, you're just taking these intuitive action steps to get you to become that version of yourself that is with her at some point. Because if I'm not there, then how do I expect her to get there? And if I'm not there when she's ready, then she's going to have to wait on me, and I don't want that to happen. So if I can focus on myself and work on myself, then I can be exactly where she needs me to be, waiting for her or ready when she's ready. And I think that's what it is within you, IJ, is that while it's patient on the surface, it's this level of like, well, I don't want her waiting on me. And I want to be ready. As soon as she says go, as soon as this life is greenlit by her, I want to make sure I'm in the right place. And so you are stepping up to the plate. You are growing, you are evolving, you are becoming. And I think that that's beautiful. And I think that's probably why this desire is here. Why does a desire exist in the first place? Because we want something that we don't have yet, right? And in order to get there, we have to take the proper action steps. So that strong desire is there so that you will take the proper action steps so that then you can have the thing that the version of you now is most desiring. You will find yourself there at the end. So that's what I think is going on, with, of course, the assist of these cards that I pulled for you. Lots of action that you can expect from yourself, IJ, from here over the next couple of months. I would say you're going to be definitely more in your yang energy of action versus your yin energy of creation and like brainstorming. I think at this point you're ready to just grab the bull by the horns and say, let's do this thing. And that's where I think you're at right now. You're welcome. You do have a Sag in your chart. Yeah, I'm curious where it's at. All right, so next up on the list, we have James. James, if you're here, check in with me. We're running on schedule right now, guys. We're not behind. I was hoping to get started on my last reading around 11:45, 11:50 my time, and I think we're still on track for that. So first up is James. So if he's here, he can check in with me. I think he wants a channeling first, per usual. Hey, Amy, welcome back. Hey, James. We're working on this now for you. You know, guys, it was 80 degrees today in November. 80 degrees. I just don't know what's going on. I thought we were supposed to have a very cold winter, and I know that our winters don't start where I'm at until about January. But it was very cold like a week before I left for Texas, and I feel like I brought the heat back with me or something. Crazy. What kind of old cartoon? Yes, I remember. Oh my gosh, I was probably like 7 or 8 years old when that show came out. Wait, I was watching that as a kid. Okay, so it came out when I was, 8 years old, 9 years old. Wow. Wait, so how old were you? Amy, I don't even think this came out. You weren't even born yet. What are you doing watching that show? Your parents had you watch it. Oh, that's funny. You were probably watching reruns. But honestly, I don't know because I don't know how long it was airing for either. That's so funny. Amy, some of these, Maggie and the Ferocious Beast, that sounds so familiar. I don't remember that one specifically, I don't think, but we had some definite good cartoons when we were kids, for sure. All right, James, I just sent you your letter. So she says, what I like about you is that I can be myself around you. There's no bullshit. I'm just real and raw, and I know that you'll accept me exactly how I am. I say, take it or leave it, and you take it. And that's rare because I know that I'm hard to deal with at times. There's not many people I feel like I can just take my hair down around, and you are one of the few. I don't really ever worry about how I come across. You just make me feel accepted to just be me, and that feels incredible. You compliment me and make me feel important. You are damn near perfect. Got it, James. We're shuffling for your love too right now. All right, so right now, James, your connection is under radical change, is what I'm hearing. Um, I have this feeling that to expect just like a big shift upcoming in your connection. Um, it's a little bit of an eccentric energy. It's kind of like you guys are paving your own path or your own way that maybe not traditional, maybe not conventional, but it's your path, it's your connection, it's the way that you guys are going to like work through things and make things happen for yourself. And it's unique like your connection is. So I think to expect things to happen between you guys that may not be quote unquote normal for just somebody's romantic connection. So, for example, traditionally, conventionally, um, people might go the romantic route first and then they might go, okay, let's get married, then let's live together, then let's have kids. Your guys' relationship might look different. You guys might be roommates first, then while you're living together, get into a relationship. Then you might have a kid before you get married. Like that's basically what I'm trying to say is that your path is going to be completely different. It's got like an eccentric vibe to it. It might even go as far as to being like, I don't know, like an open relationship. Not saying that's what's going to happen. I'm just trying to give examples of like what your connection might look like. So from the outside world, it might be like, that wouldn't work for me. But you're like, well, it works for her and I, and that's what we're going to do. So you guys are under a lot of growth, a lot of expansion. I have the Empress here expecting like a lot of changes, a lot of shifts, things that are going to happen, but it's suitable for the two of you, and that's all that matters. Let's see. Um, there are some influences that you guys are going under right now um, that feel like emotional, intuitive, spiritual connection. It almost feels like you guys are going to need to attune to one another. I would recommend some sound baths. This is a weird message that's coming through, but I think that if you could convince her to go to some sound healing with you, I think that would be really beneficial for your connection right now. I see her here as the emperor in the way that she's, looking at your connection, the way she's looking at you. She's trying to play it cool. She's trying to be stoic. She's trying to act like nothing's really going on, but deep underneath the surface, things are bubbling, things are changing. We have air energy. So this is her saying, while I might not be acting very different towards him, my perception of him is changing and I'm becoming more open-minded. She is feeling, James, very susceptible to. Oh my God, are you serious? Y'all are literally going to a sound bath on Sunday. Whoa, that's crazy. We've never talked about this before. Oh my God. Okay. Well, I like that. Okay. That's definitely good. Um, she's very susceptible right now to like external influences. So I would say just like keep the romance alive with her because it's going to be like she's going to be more malleable, like more flexible in terms of viewing you as a romantic option for her in this current energy. You said, in fact, you're part of it. You're doing a combination sound bath and Reiki. Wow, that's incredible. I'm like kind of blown away right now, to be honest. Like, I don't know where that came from, but clearly it resonated. So I am glad that I said it. But yeah, so in terms of her like thoughts and feelings, is that she is more malleable. She is more susceptible to being sorry, I lost my train of thought, being in a more romantic connection with you. So I think trying to keep the flirting alive, the romance alive, the intimacy alive between you guys, allowing her to see you in a different light, one which she's becoming more attracted to you, is going to be very important. I think that she's trying to be more brave in her everyday moments. I think she's trying not to let fear hold her back. So her current intention is to just be more courageous and try new things and not just shut things down immediately and say no to these invitations. Just say, yeah, I'm not, might as well try it once. Like, just being, again, more open-minded. So let's take a look at your BOGO. Yeah, send me the flyer. Wow, that's really incredible that that message came through. I'm trying to remember how I even got that message. I got that message from these two cards, which is confusing for me how I even got that message, but I'm going to send it to you. I think for me is I was thinking about the vibrations. I was thinking about, like, because I have the water card here. So I was thinking about how, like sound therapy. I was thinking of like sonar, vibrations. I think that's how I got this message. But that's kind of crazy though. That's very cool. That's awesome. I hope you guys have fun. All right, let's do your BOGO. I think that must have been what it was, like frequencies, water, vibrations, sonar. I think that's how I got there. But honestly, truth be told, I think that was just a claircognizant message. All right, what will bring them together, please? Next up after James, we have Amy. Amy, down for a mini if you want to get your question prepared. I think, James, that Patty needs permission to indulge. She needs permission to feel safe. She needs permission. She runs on her, she's like overly stimulated, I think. She runs on being like high cortisol. Her nervous system is always like on. Her adrenaline is always going. She has a hard time allowing for herself to just let herself be, let herself enjoy life, let herself frolic and not feel like there's always something on her to-do list and always something that she needs to do. Women are programmed to be the gatherers, to be the ones that are, picking berries from the forest and making dinner and like making the house a home. we're supposed to forage, you know, we're not supposed to have this high cortisol running through our bodies at all times and feeling like there's always something that needs to be done. We're supposed to be taking breaks throughout the day. We're supposed to be giving into our intuition and allowing our intuition to be an internal compass for us. And I feel like Patty was never raised that way. She was never shown that. Um, she has a hard time doing that. And so, what would really help you guys romantically is if she found a way to heal her nervous system, you know, to stimulate her vagus nerve, to do things that make her feel safe and like she doesn't always have to be putting pressure on herself to get things done, to not always be like, what's next, what's next, what's next, to be able to indulge, to be able to just sit down and eat a piece of chocolate fucking cake if she wants to, and watch some TV if she wants to, or write or draw or whatever it is that she feels called to do, and not feel like she always has to have like something to be doing. I think she has a hard time settling her mind. She craves distraction. She doesn't really know how to just be. And I think she's scared of that, honestly. I think she's scared of like not being distracted because she's thinking if I'm just alone with my thoughts, that is not a good place to be at. However, I do think that addressing these things will allow her to heal. I think they will allow her to move forward. And I think one of the biggest themes in your connection is her needing to just chill out, her needing to just heal, take the time to work through these things that she needs to work through. So by James, you grabbing her hand and you saying, hey, let's go do this together. Let's go to this sound bath together. Let's go to this like Reiki session together. Let's go get massages. Like giving her something that gives her permission to go do something like this is going to be really good for her. I do hope that during this sound healing, she does allow these emotions to come out. I hope that it brings tears to her eyes. I hope that she allows herself to feel things because she doesn't want to. I don't think, James, that while this is on your shoulders right now to keep the connection alive, I don't think it's on your shoulders to bring you guys together romantically. I want to be clear about that. I think that your belief in your faith and your like carrying the weight of the relationship is only to make sure that when becomes ready, that you guys are in a good place in your relationship. But I think that 80-90% of what's going to bring you guys together romantically is on her. And I know that's a very hard place to be, but you guys are collaborating to create this future together, to create this relationship together. It's a co-collaboration. It's not just your responsibility to, bring you guys together romantically. Right now, it's on you to keep the connection burning, to keep the flame lit, right? But she has to be the one to do the work to bring herself to you. And really all you can do for that and for her is to just be available and show her ways to heal, try to help introduce her to different modalities that might be beneficial to her until she figures out which one will stick. You can even introduce her to tarot if she's not used to it. You can introduce her to so many different things. But this girl needs to get familiar with her own intuition. She needs to understand living an overstimulated life is not good. It's not healthy. It's going to bring about a lot of health issues for her. She needs to feel safe to just be, not feel like she has to be in overdrive 24/7. And your love life will transform, I promise you, as soon as she figures out how to do this. I think it will move mountains in your relationship. I think it will be a huge milestone. Is everything going to be perfect and fine and dandy after that? Probably not. But I think this is one of her biggest hurdles, is allowing herself to not have to know how everything's gonna go. What is this day gonna look like? What's this day gonna look like? I feel like she's got some Virgo in her somewhere, because I feel like she has to have everything laid out a certain way. She is Cancer, right? Isn't she? Doesn't she have a stellium there or something? She needs to be able to flow. She needs to be able to take every day as it comes and feel, what am I feeling like today? Doing absolutely fuck all? Okay, let's do nothing then. Like, what am I feeling today? Oh, I'm feeling really passionate and ambitious and active. Okay, let's get done the things I need to do. She needs to work intuitively, and she doesn't know how to do that because all she wants to do right now is be overstimulated because that feels safer to her than being alone with her own thoughts. Virgo rising, there you go. I'm like, she's got Virgo in her somewhere because she needs to know exactly how things are going to go. She needs to have a plan, and she's overstimulating herself. She's becoming addicted to the feeling of like go 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 go. You know, exactly. You said a 10,000% limit. That's exactly what I'm doing with her, and that's really all that you can do. You know, like it's tough because, like I said, a lot of this is on her, so all you can really do is just try to introduce her to new things. And something's going to stick. Something's bound to stick. You know, for all you know, she could go to this sound healing and go, you know what, James, that was probably the best thing you could have ever done for me. Thank you so much for inviting me to that. I will be doing this every single week. And maybe that's the shift. Maybe that's the radical change. What is her vision for their relationship together? What is her vision for their relationship together? I feel like she wants to live by the water, James. I feel like she wants to be somewhere where there's like a river or a stream or something nearby. I'm seeing like, does she like seafood? Why am I getting seafood? It could just have to do with like being near the water. She wants a future where she has everything that she wants. I think there's animals here. I'm not sure, but I think there's animals. I feel like she wants to feel like she can just be a fairy. Like, truth be told, she wants to forage and gather. She wants to like do fun feminine things. But I think she also wants to feel ambitious in her own life. She wants to feel successful in her career. I think that's very important to her. Potentially living near the water is what I'm getting. I think that she wants to delve further into spirituality. She wants to delve further into tools of divination, as I like to call them, getting more tapped into her intuition and potentially unlocking certain areas of her life. Like, I think when she thinks of her future, I think that she thinks of it as like being one with nature. I think she is in like flowy dresses and she has a child or two on her hip and she has animals that are indoor, outdoor. Um, like, but I also feel like there's a big part of her that wants to keep her career going too. So she's trying to figure out what that looks like. I think that there's a lot of in her life. She has a lot of ambition within herself. Um, I think the idea of living a clean life is important to her. Um, and clean can be multiple interpretations, right? It can be like living a holistic life, as free from like modern day big pharma stuff. It can be organic. It can be like literally being clean from addictions and things. I mean, I feel like she thinks of like this perfect life as like, I'm healthy, you know, my kid is healthy. Um, like I'm emotionally evolved and healed as much as possible. I think the life that she wants with you, honestly, is one where your hearts are healed, where the damage that she's done to you, you guys can work through. Because I do feel like she thinks she has a lot to make up for. I think that she feels like, you know, if she works on herself and she heals and you guys come into a romantic connection, she feels like she has a lot to make up for with you. She feels like she's put you through quite a bit and she feels that the healing will have to happen, you know, right at the beginning of your relationship. I think that I think she wants it all, to be honest. I think she wants to feel more confident within herself. She wants to be recognized for her achievements. Um, I really think she wants a simple life, though. I don't think she's here to be in the spotlight. That's not her calling in this life. She doesn't necessarily need fame or fortune, even. I think that she wants to live a comfortable, simple life. And I think that's honestly like perfect for her. So, yeah. I feel like you guys got to live near the water, though. Even if it's upstate, even if you're, northeast or whatever, I feel like water needs to be nearby. All right, Amy, go ahead and post. I am. Looks like I'm one reading behind schedule. That's not too bad. Is Phoenix still in here? So she does have a stellium, James, in Cancer. You said Sun, Moon, and Venus, and Chiron. Oh my God. Okay, so Chiron in her Cancer is pretty difficult. What house would that be? If she's a Virgo rising, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sag, Cap, Aquarius, Pisces, Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer. Okay, so that's her 11th house. So she is Cancer in her 11th house. I'm trying to think of where her wound is. I feel like she's like worried about having like dreams and goals. I think that she feels a little bit oh no. Cancer would be in her 12th house. No, 11th house. Yeah, 11th house. I gotta look at her chart. Pretty sure it would be in her 11th house. She has a hard time with connecting with people, I would say. And that may be part of her issues with you. So it says Chiron in the 11th house can offer a deep journey of growth in areas related to friendship, community, and personal ideals. So Chiron is your wound. Chiron is your lifelong wound. And it's indicating that she has a wound in regards to her healing potential in terms of relationships, friendships, community, personal ideas, things like that. She has a wound surrounding feeling like she belongs, feeling like she has a purpose, feeling like she can achieve her goals and dreams and things like that. And where her healing is going to occur is through community, through feeling like she's found her people. So that makes a lot of sense, James, in terms of us being like, she needs to find a friend group, like she needs to find a place that accepts her. And I think that's probably why she holds on to you so strongly. And that's kind of, interestingly enough, talking about like kind of like the channeled message I did tonight, where she's like, you accept me. And I feel like she needs to feel that with a lot of people, because this is her lifelong wound of never feeling like she belongs anywhere. All right, so you asked yesterday what your little bro's friends said about you. Can I see what they think of you in appearance, personality? Okay. So in terms of personality, I am pulling that they feel like you're the type of person that is like a giver. You're very, very generous. You are like the mom of the group. You are like the one who's like, I'm gonna order dinner. What do you guys want? Or if like a group of their friends are over, or even if they're like playing online and like let's just say your brother's playing with them, you're the one that's like telling your brother, hey, it's time for dinner, or you're bringing him a plate of food. And he's like, oh man, my sister just made the most awesome whatever. And they're like, man, I'm so jealous. Can she send some over here? Like, I feel like that's kind of the vibe. Is like always making sure that the people that you love and care about that are around you are taken care of. And so like this is like the serving or I serve mentality that you provide wherever it is that you go. You're looking to be an assistant. You're looking to assist. You're looking to help serve in some way. So that's kind of like the personality that you give off. I will say though that with the moon here, is that his friends are saying they can't quite figure you out. I will say also with the moon here, they're saying you have a nice ass. Okay, they're saying they like hate seeing you leave, but love watching you walk away. If that makes sense. I don't know. I think it's a Lil Wayne song or something. But I feel like you're one who like cares about satisfying the emotional needs of someone else and the needs of someone else's well-being as well. You're a very, very nurturing type of person. You're a caregiver. You're like the perfect archetype, I would say, for being a caregiver. Let's see. You give off angelic vibes. There's something about you that feels very pure, very in harmony, very in flow. You're like the guardian angel, or you serve as a guide. Amy, you have a really great moral compass. So I feel like these friends aren't going to want to do anything quote unquote bad around you because they feel like they're going to catch shit for it because you're going to be like, now, boys, you know that's not the right thing to do. So they're not going to want to get in trouble around you because they feel like they will get into trouble. You just come across very like matronly. Is that the word? Like very maternally. Like you're the feminine, like embodiment of a woman. You're just like the mother. You're the nurturer. You're the giver. You very feminine, womanly shape to you as well. And they just look at you as like the angel on their shoulder versus the devil. You're not your most confident aspect. You'll hand their ass on a platter. Exactly. Like you have a really strong moral compass. Like they're saying that she has very angelic qualities about her. You give off this very pure vibe. So they get curious about you with the moon here. They're like, is she a lady in the streets and a freak in the sheets? Because you give off this vibe. But also it makes them want to corrupt you because the ones that are physically attracted to you are like, well, she's such a goody goody two shoes. I bet you I can turn her bad kind of thing. So there's definitely an appeal. They like there's like certain ones the guys with are like, yes ma'am, like tell me what to do. Like I feel like these guys are like kind of crazy. These guys are unhinged. I'm getting a lot of very unhinged comments in my brain right now. But I feel like they want you to boss them around, but I think at the same time they're like, she's so good, she's just a goody two shoes, like I want to corrupt her kind of thing. So it's like they like that dynamic. They like that they know that they'll get into trouble with you, but at the same time, they're like, we need to respect like how she feels about things. I don't know. It's like it's all chaotic. I feel in my mind right now. But the thing is they don't want to say this to your brother, obviously. So I think this probably talk that they have amongst themselves or thoughts that they have amongst themselves. They look at you as like a challenge. So you come across in a way where you might be a little flirty, you might be a little fine, but you come across as like I'm untouchable. Like you guys are too immature for me. like, you know, you can't sit with us. That's the vibe that you give them. Like, you can't sit with me. Like, I'll be nice to you, but you can't sit with me. And I feel like for them, they look at that as a challenge. They're like, okay, we'll see. So I think that sometimes you'll get flirty vibes from them, because I think they're trying to really test you and see like exactly how far things can go. And I think that does make for some intense connections, very intense flirting or intense, even if it's on the spectrum of like you guys are constantly butting heads. It's just because there's a level of like attraction there that's being oppressed. You said they're even unhinged to each other. You always have a vibe like you feel like you find me attractive, and I feel like I'm not your type. Yeah, it's definitely your energy too, Amy. I feel like it's something about you that comes across as like a challenge to them. So it makes them want you more. Sometimes men just want the chase, especially if they're young. I feel like, well, I'll say little boys. I'll say young men. I feel like a lot of times they're just here for the challenge. I think also there's a little bit of like a taboo, risque kind of feeling when you're going for your homie's like sister, because I feel like there's something like quote unquote naughty about it. And so I feel like that makes you even more appealing to them because you are the sister of. So you're like basically, you're supposed to be untouchable. You're supposed to be this like, what do you call it? Like hands off, you know, forbidden. You're this forbidden thing to them. Hey, Loving Life. Thank you for the donation. I'll be with you very soon. Did you want a love spread? Loving Life, did you want a love spread? Or did you have a question? You said young men like taboo shit. Yeah, I'm the older sibling who's the mature one. Exactly. You're welcome, Amy. You're very welcome. All right, so next on my list, I have Phoenix. Phoenix, if you're here, please check in with me. Hey, Phoenix. We're about to shuffle for you. Sorry, I'm about 10 minutes behind. I am trying to get these done as quickly as possible. After Phoenix, we have Loving Life for a love spread. And then that'll probably be where I end the night. All right, we're doing more info on Phoenix's question. We're going to look into this a little bit more. All right, first I'm going to just confirm that this is only on her side. So I'm going to see what involvement your boyfriend has in this first, okay? So we're going to pull a couple cards on what involvement he has here. Just make sure he's coming out clean. Okay, first of all, can you confirm what's going on her boyfriend's side of things, please? What's the energy here? What's the energy here? How is he acting towards her? Okay, so they're showing that he is being very neutral. He's being very neutral. I think he has suspicions that she has feelings for him, but he is staying very like standoffish. He's staying very stoic. We have the King of Swords here, which indicates that he is thinking things through. He is thinking about the consequences of any actions. He is being very mindful of his commitment to you. And the Hangman basically talks about how he's not making any moves. Okay? He's not making any moves. He is just there. He's being very neutral. He's being very objective. He's not trying to influence anything in any way. I think that he's being very reserved, and I think that he's being very intentional in terms of like how he is moving in this connection. He's making sure that he's being mindful of his commitment to you. And he's basically saying, my hands are tied, my eyes are closed, I'm not giving in to her whatsoever. Not only that, but we have the Three of Swords here indicating that he would break her heart. And when I say break her heart, I'm saying that very loosely. He basically is saying, I'll turn her down. Like, if it comes to it, I will turn her down so that way she knows exactly where it is that I stand. I don't think he's open to her. I don't think he's looking at her. In terms of his energy, he's very like if you can imagine him standing there with his arms crossed and a blank stare. Like, he's not giving any kind of like indication that he is open for business. Okay. Stoic, yeah, that's a great word. I don't know if I said that or not. Hey, oh my gosh, Eliana, hi friend. Yeah, so like I think that if this girl is doing anything, which it sounds like she is, and we're gonna dig into that now. I don't think that she's basing her feelings or her. He's not giving anything to her. You know what I mean? So I think this is all in her head. She might be a little bit delusional. I do think that he suspects her interest, but I don't think he's giving her any indication that he's interested at all. And I do think that this is basically her being delusional, I guess, because she has attraction for this person. Oh, good. I'm glad that I described how he is. She's, oh my God, she's something else. She's the Queen of Wands. She's used to getting what she wants. She might even be paying special attention to how she's dressing around him, how she's doing her hair, her makeup, always trying to make sure that she looks good, she smells good. I do think she's kind of flocking her feathers a bit here, trying to see if she can get him to if she's being a bit baity, you know, like she's trying to see if she can get him on the hook. She is used to getting what she wants. I think I do feel her energy. She wants the attention. Queen of Wands. Like, for instance, let me just Google this shit for you real quick. Describe Queen of Wands energy as a type of person. I'll tell you exactly what it says. It shows that she's being extremely confident. She is trying to exude a self-assured, warm energy. So she could be potentially trying to draw him in by laughing, hitting his shoulder, like making sure that whatever she says, if she thinks it's going to be witty or funny or grab his attention, that she's making sure that he's around to hear these things. She's definitely like trying to bring the attention to herself, making herself the social centerpiece. She's just really turning on, I feel like, the charm whenever it is that he's around. She's very lively. She makes herself be like as big of a person as she possibly can. Her hand gestures, her body, her voice, everything is very loud on her because she is trying to draw this intention or draw this attention to her. that's the type of person that it can be. And typically, this isn't a bad thing. Like a person with this kind of personality is not a bad thing. However, I feel like when you're doing it for the wrong reasons, or that you're trying to get the attention of someone who is already in a relationship, that's where things are really shitty, and it just shows like what kind of person you are. So I definitely feel she's bringing other people in. Hey, Ray. I feel like she's bringing other people in because that helps her feel more confident. So when you see her around, if you see her around like a bunch of people, and like he is around, your boyfriend is around, just know this is one of the times where she's really trying to get his attention. She might be finding like excuses to like go talk to him and things like that. Her being married is wild. That is wild. That is unhinged behavior. But the attraction's definitely coming from her side. And I don't think that he is giving her a signal one way or the other. And I am seeing with the Three of Swords that if he needs to shut it down, if it's becoming inappropriate, that he has no problem letting her know that. Okay, so that's kind of crazy. Do you remember earlier when I said she's making sure that she's coming in looking really nice, her hair's done, her makeup's done, she smells good? That's not typically something I would say in association with the Queen of Wands. I might now moving forward, because that's how tarot works. You typically pick up associations. But saying she smells good, I don't know if I've ever said that before in association with the Queen of Wands. So that right there shows the messages for you, because you're like, she copies me. Like she copies my scents, my perfume, my fragrances. She's trying, and she's a smart cookie. I will say she's a very smart girl, because our senses are how we connect to the things around us. And so if she's trying to come across smelling like you, she could potentially be trying to like subconsciously get to him, because she will now start smelling like you. But one thing I will say about that is that all perfumes smell different on different people. We all have different chemistries, different DNA makeup. And just because it smells a certain way on you doesn't mean it's going to smell exactly the same on her. It could completely change the fragrance. So I don't think he's going to be attracted to it the way that he is attracted to it on you. But I will say that she's a smart cookie, because clearly she's trying to do something here, and she's playing on a very like intelligent level. To go for the scent, to go for the smell is crazy. That's diabolical behavior in my opinion. So good luck with that, but I think that you can trust your man. Definitely trying to impersonate you is crazy. And you know what, too? Is that you remaining authentic and her coming across very fake is going to resonate with your boyfriend, because your boyfriend is drawn to your authenticity. He's going to be able to sense that shit a mile away. While it may be flattering to him, and of course he suspects that she's into him, I don't think that he's going to be attracted to it regardless. I don't care if she's the most beautiful girl on earth. If she's trying to be something she's not, that's going to read unattractive, and he's not going to be for it. So you just keep being you. You continue to be confident, and he's for you. He is about you. Don't stress that. You're welcome. Okay, so this is for Loving Life. Loving Life wanted a love spread. After Loving, I have Eliana, and then I have Ray. Then that is the end of the list. So if you're waiting for your turn, feel free to leave your question with me. We're shuffling for Loving right now. Then we'll have Eliana, then we'll have Ray, and then I'm signing off for the night. All right, so love spread for Loving Life. Let's see. Give me 1 second, lovey. All right, this is for loving life. For how they feel about you, we have the Seven of Pentacles, their intentions, the Wheel of Fortune, what you want, Ten of Swords, what they want, the Lovers, weaknesses, we have the Queen of Cups, energy around the relationship, we have the Fool, what's hidden that you need to know, we have the King of Pentacles, and will the relationship be successful, we have the Two of Wands. So let's take a look here. I'm just getting like an overview of the vibes I'm picking up. Overall, I feel like this is like a really good connection. There are a couple of things that make me feel a little bit uneasy, but I think that's only because of the Ten of Swords coming through, and maybe that's something that you're carrying into this connection. So let's start from the beginning. The Seven of Pentacles, they see you as someone that they are invested in. Okay, and now they're considering the fruits of your connection. So the Seven of Pentacles is kind of like where we've planted the seeds and we're kind of looking forward to how this will grow. So if you imagine that he's thinking to himself, or your person, sorry if I'm using the wrong pronoun, that PC is thinking to themselves, okay, so we've got a good start going, we've got a good thing going, we've planted the seeds in the dirt, it still needs some time to blossom, but here we are, let's see what happens from here. There's a sense of patience and reflection, and they're assessing how your relationship is going and if it aligns with like their long-term desires. Okay, so the feeling of this card is thoughtfulness and deliberation and intention. I feel like they're excited to see where it goes, but they're also not rushing into anything, and instead just kind of like taking one day as it comes. With the Wheel of Fortune, in terms of their intentions, is that they have a desire for a shift in this relationship. They're ready for a leveling up, or they have a lot of hope for it, or they feel very lucky to know you. They are open to allowing things to unfold naturally and trusting that fate will lead the way. I do feel that they're prepared for your relationship to evolve, but I don't think they necessarily have a set plan in mind. I feel almost like they are kind of just like, whatever will happen, whatever will be. So if you're looking for them to have some sort of plan, or you're looking for them to have some sort of like, what do you call it? Like if you're like, no, I want to know what's next. No, I want to know like what the plans are here. What are we? That kind of thing. I don't think that person is in this energy right now. You said it's accurate. It's just the beginning. Okay, that's good. I like this energy with this person. I do like that this person's kind of like, let's see where it goes. I'm interested in it. I'm invested in it. I don't have all the answers, but I'm excited to see where it goes. Now, in terms of what you want, this is the Ten of Swords card that I was talking about, that I was a little bit like, oh, that's not great. But at the same time, this could just be things that you're bringing in to the connection that you may want to let go of. The Ten of Swords is a card of endings and release. It's the number 10. In numerology, it suggests that something is coming to an end and something new is coming in for you. And it's maybe a call to you that you may want to let go of old patterns or painful experiences, or even past relationships that may still linger, whether you're actively communicating with these past people, or if maybe there's feelings or residual feelings that need to be let go. I think you're craving a fresh start. You want to be free from past baggage. And maybe you feel like, okay, I'm just kind of ready to move forward fully, that you're seeking transformation and ready to begin something new in this relationship. For what they want, we have the Lovers. I feel like your person is desiring a deep, committed connection that resonates on a soul level. I feel like they're looking for alignment. Perhaps even maybe they feel that there's like a destiny here with you, or a destined union. I don't feel that like I feel like they look at you and say, this person didn't come into my life by accident. There's a reason that you have come into their life, and that's how they feel. There's a longing for this relationship that feels fulfilling, spiritually connected. So far, they're liking what they see. And I feel like they're kind of in this like limbo place of, I want to get to know them better, because I want to have that clarity of knowing, are we going to fully commit and deepen this connection, or where is it going to go from here? In terms of strengths, we have the Three of Wands. So this indicates your relationship strength lies within the potential for growth and future possibilities. So both of you seem to be thinking forward, okay? Neither of you are really trying to like hang in the past or dwell in the past. The Three of Wands is very expansive. In numerology, 3 means abundant. It means expansion. It means, I like that you said you have residual feelings. Okay, so that's an awareness that's important, loving life. Those residual feelings that you have that you can definitely work through. It doesn't have to be a block in this connection if you don't want it to be. So the Three of Wands here is a card that represents expansive mindsets, forward thinking. And so with this position being a strength, it indicates that you guys are both here to see where it goes. You both are open to expanding and exploring where things can go. You're just sitting here being very open for the connection, like altogether. The card interprets as you both have a shared vision and the ability to make plans together, and that there is a mutual sense of optimism and curiosity and interest, which can serve as a strong foundation for your connection. We also have, as a weakness, we have the Queen of Cups, which could potentially suggest that emotions could potentially run high in this connection. One of you might be overly sensitive or emotionally reactive. This, and again, this is being seen as a weakness, which the Queen of Cups is actually a really good card. So trying to think of something bad to say about this card is not easy. But Queen of Cups is someone who thinks, like, acts on emotions first. Before thinking things through. So if you know that that could be a part of your personality, that may be something that you want to keep in check with this connection. Or if that's something that you're noticing within your person that you're asking about, that may be something that they need to work on. But I think, again, that this weakness is only here, or what's like not serving your connection is only here just because of the experiences that you've had. The Queen of Cups is filled with empathy and compassion, which is very valuable in a connection, but there can be a tendency for emotional boundaries to blur, leading to misunderstandings or insecurity. So we just really, as a weakness, again, this card, it's kind of hard to say something bad about this card, but if I could or I needed to, that's what I would say. Hey, Ray, thank you for dropping your question. You said you get anxious. So the great thing about you loving that I've noticed so far is that you're very aware of yourself. You know, you have this self-awareness that's very important, which, by the way, I learned that only like 20% of the world is self-aware, which is absolutely mind-blowing to me. But you have that awareness about you. So keeping these things in check and making sure that you're going, is this really how I'm feeling? Or am I feeling this because of compounded emotions over time that's making me have a negative reaction to what's happening right now? Which one is it? You know, because if you are feeling a certain way, if this is compounded emotions that have not been addressed, maybe if you didn't have that experience, this one circumstance wouldn't bother you as much. So we have to view it as, is it a trigger or is it a true emotional response to what's happening? And if it's a true emotional response, validate that, but also keep in mind that you want a constructive way to work through it. So in terms of the energy around the relationship, we have the Fool, which represents a fresh, open-minded, and adventurous energy. It carries a spirit of exploring and new beginnings, suggesting that you're both willing to take great risks and embrace new experiences together. I think this card, when I first started learning tarot, they kind of said it was like a leap of faith energy, where you basically depicts a person like on a cliff and they're like, I don't care, I'm on the edge and I'm gonna jump, and whatever happens happens. It's the trust fall card of tarot, in my opinion. It's the leap of faith. I'm gonna trust that everything's going to work out because I really like this person and I like where it's going, and I'm open to whatever happens. Being optimistic, even though you know partially or partly that you're not exactly sure where it's going to go, you just want to be hopeful. What's hidden and what you need to know, we have the King of Pentacles, which suggests that, like I would interpret it as that beneath the surface of your connection, there's a very grounded and stable presence. The relationship itself has the potential for long-term security and loyalty. That this person or you or your connection might have a more practical or serious intention. And I feel like your person, or maybe even you, are just waiting for the right time to reveal the true commitment. But I do think that with this hidden energy. It's kind of like you both are just kind of waiting to make things official. You know, you said that it's new, but I think that you're going to come to a point where you or your person is going to say, hey, I'm all in. Like, I'm really liking where this is going, and I want things to be more official with you, and I'm all in if you are. So it's kind of hidden, but I also feel like it's also not at the same time, because it's what you want and it's what they want and it's what you're both looking for. But I think that at some point, because it's hidden, at some point this will be vocalized to one another. Okay, even though it's not yet realized, I think there's going to come a time where it will be verbalized. You will be saying this to your person, and your person will be saying this to you. Will the relationship be successful? We have the Two of Wands. I am taking this as a yes. I do feel it's the success on the relationship hinges on making intentional decisions about your future, but there is a mutual interest and potential here. So I feel like with that, that is a yes for me. So that is what I have for you, loving. I think that really, when it comes to this connection, it will really depend on how you both decide to navigate on this together. But I think that if you want this and your person does too, I think that the options are limitless here. Oh, you did make that declaration. Okay, so that's interesting, because I remember saying, like, I'm not sure why it's saying it's hidden, but maybe because it's partially hidden and partially not, because you kind of already know, but also it's not official or something. You're very welcome, loving. I hope this resonated with you and helped you, and I appreciate your donation. All right, so next up we have Eliana. So Eliana, if you're here, please check in with me. Hey girl, what can I answer for you? In-depth love spread on you and Michael. Okay, let me see here. So I'm doing for you what I kind of just did for loving. All right, 1 second while I shuffle. And the guy you asked about 2 months ago, you said if we kept it at messages, it would die down. Girl, it died down. No. He didn't make any moves outside of it. That's so disappointing. Get down, Bodhi. I mean, here's the thing. I feel like if it was meant to happen, it wouldn't have gone down like that. So maybe you dodged a bullet, because I feel like you need someone who is going to really make you feel wanted and desired, and like really pursue you. So I feel like someone who has a more laid back approach, it's not going to work out very well. Which is kind of a bummer because, I mean, overall, I feel like you guys had a good thing going, and I feel like this person was super, super interested in you. And that's great. I think that's the best for the best. All right, Michael and Eliana, please. Yeah, no, that's so true. That's so true. We all need someone who's very direct. Like, you can't, how do you build something with someone on wishy-washy feelings? Or like if they're not able to show you. And not only that, but it almost seems like he's the type of person where he would want you to do all of the work. And by work, I mean, like, it seemed like he wanted you to be the one to put in more of the effort. Like, for instance, I think that if he asked, or if you asked him out, you guys would have taken it offline. Like, if you were like, hey, let's go on a date, let's do this, what are you doing on Saturday, XYZ? I think you guys could have taken it off the phone. The problem is that that's not what you want. You want him to be the one to be like, let's go do something. Can I take you out on Saturday? I'll be there at 7, or meet me at this place. Like, you want someone who's going to make the plans. And he seemed like the one who just wanted to be lazy about it. And so it makes sense to me why that fizzled out, and like why I had said, if you just keep it at message, it's going to die down. He needed to be more action oriented. I don't care like how shy of a person you are. That just reads as lazy. It doesn't read, oh, I'm shy, I'm an introvert. Because if you really wanted me, you would make the effort. And that's what you need. You need someone who's going to take that action. So I totally get it. He said, yeah, it was laziness. You can't meme me to death. Right. Exactly. And like, that's the other thing, Eliana, is that if you guys were to go on a date, like, he probably would be super into it, but something tells me you'd be bored. Because you'd be like, look, if you can't even ask me out, you can't even carry a conversation, like, what is going on here? Michael has really pretty eyes. Okay, oh my god, you should totally get a face reading too on him. You should get a face reading on someone. But I get like a very generous person. A very generous vibe. I do feel like this person might give more of their energy than they receive from people. But they seem he seems very balanced in his masculine and feminine energy. I I wish I did face readings. I feel like I'd be very good at them, and that will be something that I'll add at some point. But I feel like I have too many interests. I have to like, because I feel like I've got tarot down like to a science at this point. And lately, I've been getting into astrology. Well, I've always been into astrology, but I've been getting into more niche like astrocartography. And also, I'm into like aura readings. I've been into face readings. I've been into all kinds of shit. And I'm like, I have to just do one thing at a time because until I feel like I've mastered it and move on, like we're gonna have issues because I'm gonna be like all over the place. You said that is him. Okay, good. Because that's like, because here's the thing. I do energy reads, right? I'm an energy reader and channeler. So it's like face readings just seems like a natural thing for me to do because I can pick up on the energy very easily when I look at someone in their face. So I feel like that's only like the natural next step for me is to do that. But I definitely feel like he's got a good vibe to him. You've done face readings, but the same. You have to focus on one thing at a time. Exactly. You and I are the same. You know what I mean? We're very similar where we just like want to deep dive into everything. I could like be, oh, let's do astrology one week, astrocartography the next, palm readings the next. Like, I mean, if I don't just stick with one thing and really, really get it down, I'm never going to be able to offer it. So, yeah, it's tough. But I really like this person's face. I feel like they have a very like warm, welcoming personality. I'm getting a lot of yellow in their energy fields. Um, which is good because I feel like this person has a really big like purpose in life. I'm getting like yellow and orange. Um, a little bit of green. Yeah, I'm the same way. I'm the same way. That's so funny. Okay, so for how they feel about you, I have justice. For their intentions, two of cups. For what you want, I have seven of swords. Interesting. We'll have to dig into that a little bit. What they want, queen of pentacles. Oh, he's looking for a wife, Eliana. This man is looking for a wife. Um, let's see. Strengths, we have the sun. Weaknesses, we have the hermit. Energy around the relationship, five of swords. What's hidden that you may need to know? Queen of wands. And will the relationship be successful? We have page of cups. So let's break this down a little bit. How they feel about you, they see you like as a balanced, rational, like beautiful light, very radiant. I use that word for you, but here you go manifesting it because radiant aura, right? Um, so I feel like that's definitely a word they would use to describe you. And they're saying that you come across as very fair and honest, like a person of integrity, which I feel like they view as essential in a relationship or in a life partner. Okay. They view you as someone who may be weighing your feelings carefully, wanting to ensure that actions are fair and aligned. So, what this is telling me is that they view you as cautious, cautiously optimistic. Okay. They view you as someone who's not fully giving your all, but you're open, but you're also not showing all of your cards, is how they're viewing you. They view you as someone who demands respect also in a relationship. You're cracking up because he posts that he wants to get married. He does. He does. That's the truth. His intentions are genuinely positive. He's interested in a meaningful connection with you. The Two of Cups here is the card of unity, suggesting that he wants to build an emotional bond with you. With mutual affection, respect. I think he wants to know what your love languages are and how you want to be loved. He's interested in you romantically, and that he has romantic intentions here, highlighting the fact that he desires a partnership with you that feels supportive and connected. I think he's looking for his wife. Like, let's just be real. As far as the Seven of Swords, it indicates that you might have some reservations or feel the need to protect yourself, which is interesting because the first card was kind of like he was saying that you're kind of cautious, weighing, it seems like you're weighing your feelings carefully, cautiously, hesitantly. So he's viewing you as someone who's a little bit more reserved, maybe the need to protect yourself. But I think you're the type of person who wants to show all your cards and fully trust when you feel that you can, but due to past experiences, you hold them close to you in the beginning. I feel like you're seeking clarity and truth. You want to avoid deception at all costs. You want to avoid misunderstandings. You want to make sure that the person that you're with is being clear with you, straightforward, and honest with you. Okay. I think that you're not wanting to rush or let your guard down too quickly, so you're proceeding carefully as well. What he wants. He's looking for a wife, girl. We've already said it. He's looking for stability, someone who is nurturing, who offers care, maybe even a nurturing element in the relationship. He wants to feel like, you guys are taking care of one another. The Queen of Pentacles, in terms of what he wants, is someone who's practical. He's saying he is practical and committed, looking for someone who feels the same. He's wanting a grounded relationship that provides emotional security, one that feels loyal, one that feels reliable, dependable, and dedicated. I feel like he's drawn to relationships that have a strong foundation, specifically of trust and loyalty. But I think that these beginning stages of your communication are going to be very, very, very important to him, because this is setting the tone for your relationship moving forward. Everything you're doing right now is basically giving him information on whether this is a connection that he wants to proceed forward with. We have your strength is the sun, indicates a lot of warmth and positivity and joy between you, an energy of happiness, mutual enjoyment when you're together. And I feel like it's a feeling of positivity. Like, you guys could have rain pouring down on you. You could be jumping in mud. A bird could shit on your head. Like, you could have literally like the worst day ever, stuck in traffic, and somehow you guys will laugh through it. Sometimes you guys will just like make the best of whatever situation that you have, and that you bring out the best in each other. And there's a natural, ability between you guys that feels bright and uplifting. And I think that is such an important type of feeling to have with someone, because if you're thinking about committing to someone or being in a relationship with someone, you want to know that even when things are shit, that you guys are still like enjoying life as best as you possibly can. I think that's a great quality, and I also don't think it's a quality I talk about enough with the sun. You said, this makes sense because he knows a little about what happened with Jay. He recently added you to close friends on IG. Guy BFF said jokingly, "Oh, you're moving to the next level." This makes sense. We've had similar experiences. Oh my God, yes. I always say I have bad moments, but never bad days. And he's the same way. You guys feed off of each other in that way. As far as weaknesses go, we do have the Hermit. So I think that with this card in this position, it might suggest that one or both of you may sometimes withdraw emotionally, or become introspective to a fault. Like, you guys might have the tendency to isolate or pull back when things become uncertain. which could create distance between the two of you. So what I would say is that if there's difficulties with communication or uncertainty, or you don't feel as assured, instead of falling back, try to lean in, try to get closer, try to get clarity, try to talk about it. Because what we don't want is, if your natural default is to become hermit and so is his, we don't want misunderstandings to occur. We definitely don't want distance to be created, right? So that may be a pain point or a difficulty in your connection. Don't go to bed angry. Like, don't end the night upset with one another. Make sure that you guys are talking it through until you feel good about it. Energy around the relationship, we have the Five of Swords. Five of Swords here suggests that there is a tendency or possible tendency of tension, miscommunication, or misunderstanding. As I said to Loving in the last reading, just make sure that whatever you're feeling in that moment is with respect in a reaction to the situation at hand. So, for example, if you're feeling triggered, is this trigger coming from compounded experiences that seem like this one that you're having an emotional response to? Or are you having an emotional response to the situation at hand? Period. Because what can happen is that, let's just say you've been in a connection where I'm trying to think of like a guttural response to something. Like, let's just say a trigger for you would be that, someone said, "Oh, I'll text you in the morning. I'll text you as soon as I get home," or whatever. And one relationship, they never texted you. The next relationship, they never texted you. The next relationship, they never texted you. And then this relationship with this man is like, "I'll text you when I get home," and then they don't text you. Your immediate response is going to be, "Oh, great. It's the same. It's what it's always been. It's always been like this. I knew that I couldn't trust this person, XYZ, whatever." This person could have gotten a flat tire, got into a car accident, like, could have a very good excuse for what happened to him, and it will never, ever, ever happen again. That was just the one circumstance that it did. But because you have this compounded exposure of like being let down and someone not following through with something that they said they were going to do, your threshold for handling that situation with this new person is very, very, very low. Now, if you've never had that experience before and then this happened, you'd be a lot more forgiving and understanding. So with this energy of the Five of Swords, make absolute sure that how you're reacting to him in whatever situation is, it's appropriate, it's deserved for the situation at hand, not just because you've been through this a million times and this feels like a similar situation. He deserves the respect of a reaction that's appropriate for what has happened. If he's let you down 5 times in a row, then yes, hand his ass to him. But we need to make sure that we're handling the things, as they come, and we're not punishing our future partners for past people's indiscretions. You said, "Wow, Luna's so insane because his last 2 relationships were similar and my 2 were similar. I'm still talking with my therapist because I don't want to project." 100%. I literally thought about this today, like wanting to continue to work on myself because I don't want to feel super triggered if he doesn't text back. Exactly, because he is a different person, just like you are a different person. You would never want him to get upset with you for something like that, because that's not fair to you. Just because other people have done it to him in his life doesn't mean that that's the same. So we have to give each other that grace during that time. Let's not let defensiveness or ego get in the way of working on clear communication, because we can prevent minor issues from escalating if we approach it in that manner. In terms of what's hidden that you need to know, we have the Queen of Wands, which suggests that there is a hidden, passionate confidence side to this person that you may not be fully aware of yet, or that may not be fully apparent yet. I still think this person has a lot of surprises up their sleeves. I think he will pleasantly surprise you once you get to know him more. He has strong feelings and a fiery drive for this relationship, but he may not be showing it openly. And also it indicates that there may be like a what is it, like a passionate influence between you guys right now that's impacting your connection. I feel like he could surprise you in ways where he might be more like, laid back and reserved. But I think that when it matters and it's important, or he wants you to know that he's in it for you and he wants to be with you, he's going to be bold and he's going to be assertive. I think it's going to catch you off guard, but in the best way possible. Will the relationship be successful? We have a yes. This is the Page of Cups. It indicates that there's potential for new emotional beginnings, bringing a fresh, open-hearted approach, that you guys are building a romance. The possibility of this relationship to grow with patience and care is very, very high. You guys are very compatible with one another. The Page of Cups also talks about believing in the impossible. So this person might be coming along at a time where you go, okay, I'm open to relationships, but also at the same time, I'm cautious, I'm hesitant, and that's okay. But this card indicates that it is okay to believe in the impossible with this person. It's okay to feel optimistic about the connection as well. It also talks about how you guys might be successful if you approach the relationship with curiosity and openness and really take the time to nurture this connection. It doesn't need to be defined too fast. You guys don't have to be like, oh, we're officially together. If that happens naturally, that's great. But just making sure that you guys are enjoying the journey and making sure that even if it takes 3 months to become official or whatever, that every single day feels like you guys are working towards that. Just with the last person we talked about, you never want the connection to grow stagnant. As long as every day it feels more intimate, more close, more open, and maybe more communication and more frequent conversation. As long as every single day feels like that bond is being built stronger and stronger and stronger, it really doesn't matter when everything comes about. That's what's important, is enjoying the process. Yay, I love a Leo. Yes, giving people grace unless it becomes a pattern. Exactly. I love a Leo. I'm married to a Leo. So you right now. That's perfect. Well, I hope that this gave you some more confidence about your relationship with this person. He seems like a really nice guy, and I'm excited to see where it goes for you. You're welcome. You're very, very welcome. All right, so this is for Ray. Ray wants a love, past, present, future spread. Thank you, Eliana. I hope you have a great night. All right, this is for Ray. I'm not sure if Ray is in here, but we are going to shuffle for Ray. And this is my last reading of the night, and I will be signing off. Ray, I am shuffling for you right now. We're going to get started in just a second. So, Ray, this is a super strong reading. I feel it's very, very powerful. I feel like you can expect a lot of radical change in your love life, basically from start to finish. I think that love life is a almost like a karma that you're balancing in this lifetime. Um, and I feel like there's a lot of lessons for your soul here. So, what I'm going to say is that I'm a big believer that there are multiple areas of your life that, and I believe in past lives and things like that. So, if you don't, it's okay. You don't have to take this message. But I do feel like in each life that we have, there's like a hyper focus on an area that maybe not so successful or not feel so successful. And so, for example, um, in this life, I feel like I understand my purpose very well. I feel like it's taken me a while, but I feel like I have a really successful love relationship. Family dynamic is great, things like that. But understanding how to set myself up financially hasn't always been the easiest. And that was a huge lesson for me because, we have different areas. We have health has been another struggle for me, but I'm working on that. So you have health and fitness, you have career and finances, you have like what am I trying to say? You have like your family relationships, you have your romantic relationships, you have your life purpose, your dynamic as a mom or a father if you choose to have kids. There's a lot of different areas of life, your spirituality, your religion, so on and so forth. And it's like a pie. And basically each slice is cut. And depending on how much you give to it or how easy it flows in that life that you're living shows like how much time you're dedicating to it. So how big or small the slice is, for example. And I think that in this life, maybe someone else's karma and someone else's life purpose has to do with their career and building the proper channels and foundations to leave legacies behind. But I feel like, Ray, a big karma lesson for you in this life is love. And I think that you've come here to learn a lot of big lessons when it comes to love. Maybe money comes easy to you. Maybe your health comes easy to you or whatever. I'm just making examples. I think love is like a big area of your life where it's been kind of hard. It hasn't flowed as easily as you would like it to. So with that being said, in the past position, we have the Six of Cups. So in the context of love, this card suggests that your past was influenced by nostalgia and emotional connections, or perhaps maybe like a coming together of a past relationship. This card indicates that you might have been in the same relationship multiple times. Like you guys might have broken up and come back together, broken up and come back together. Could also indicate that there could have been a very hard time with like a first love and moving forward from that. This card talks about sweet memories and innocence and the influence of a past lover or the energy of someone youthful and idealistic and things like that. So with this card, it can indicate that maybe you lost someone very young that you loved, or it was a very hard breakup. It was a transformative connection that you had when you were young, or that there's someone from your past that's been very hard to let go of, that this person's kind of been, not haunting you, but in a sense, like always been around you, and it's been a very hard like letting this former partner go. It could indicate that this relationship has been what's shaped you and allows you to reflect on what love meant to you in earlier years and healing old wounds, that there's a focus on emotional closeness and comfort, creating a foundation for your understanding of love. And so there could have just been like this really big influence of the love life that you experienced when you were younger. And alternatively, if that doesn't resonate for you, it could indicate the love life that you experienced as a child. So your formative years, what did you see? What kind of love was shown to you? What did you think love was? What was taught to you? What relationships did you witness when you were younger? And then in the present, we have the Emperor. So the Emperor signifies a phase in which you are now seeking stability and structure and a sense of control in your love life. This may mean that you're focused on establishing clear boundaries, taking a more logical, balanced approach to relationships. It can indicate that you have a desire for a solid, dependable partnership and for a partner who gives off maturity and reliability. And it may also indicate that you feel the need for self-discipline and love, and making sure that you're not just settling and you're not just giving in to the next thing that comes your way. And it may indicate that you're going to say, okay, you know what, until I find that thing I'm looking for, I'm going to remain single. I'm going to remain independent, because that's what feels right to me. Whereas maybe in the past, the comfort, aka Six of Cups, you might have said, I'm going to settle for whatever because I want love. I want that comfort of feeling love. Maybe now in the present, you're saying, I'm strong on my own and I'm fine on my own. And until I find what I'm looking for, I'm going to be on my own. And that's okay. For the future card, we have Judgment, and this in the future position indicates a coming of reflection, awakening, and even a rebirth of your love life. So when I see Judgment, I think that you're finding the clarity that you need. You're forgiving yourself for who you were in past relationships, and knowing you're cherry picking the certain things of your past that you don't want to be anymore, and you're allowing for yourself to be okay with maybe not being so proud of the person you were in the past, or maybe being insecure or not having good confidence in these connections, or maybe the way that you reacted to certain things, and saying, you know what, I did the best I could with what I had, with the information that I had, with the healing that I had. And while that's not who I want to be in future connections, I forgive myself and I have that clarity that I'm looking for. And I think with that, being that this is the rebirth in the future of your love life, you will find that person that you're looking for, because what you have been doing is assessing your past relationships and your current desires, allowing you to release outdated patterns and embrace a more genuine form of love. As I mentioned, this card brings clarity and encourages you to make the choices that align with your true self, so that, again, you're not settling. And this may involve a significant decision in love, perhaps the choice between deepening a relationship or even reconnecting with someone important, or having a fresh start with that person, or a renewed perspective. This is a very transformative card, as I mentioned before, talking about healing, closure, and just really having that potential for love that feels truly aligned with your heart. Future card, cut the deck, we have Ace of Cups. So while you have the Six of Cups in this reading, while there's a lot of things pointing to the past, okay, and indicating that you may have a past love coming around, when I cut the deck and asked, tell me about her future, tell me about what's coming for her, we have the Ace of Cups. So I think this is a new person, if I were to guess. I think this is a new energy. I think this is completely allowing you to cut ties with any past energy, bringing in something new and fresh and exciting. And it looks like a Knight of Cups is coming through. So this is the type of person that's going to wear their heart on their sleeve. They're going to be very emotionally expressive to you, want to woo you, take you out, things like that. So I do think in the future you've got a really significant connection coming for you, and I think that it's one, because of all of the healing and work that you've been through, will be the one that actually sticks. So that's what I have for you, Ray. Thank you everyone for hanging out with me tonight. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments, and I'll see you next time.